I've been through some dark times, but what I've learned from those moments has absolutely changed my life for the better. In this video, I'm going to help you and show you how to turn your pain into wisdom like I did. My name is Peter Abundant, aka Dr. Abundant, PhD, and ordained minister of metaphysical sciences. I'm also the author of The Enlightened Shadow and Spiritual, Not Religious, both available on Amazon and Audible. Pain. Pain when we are not able to be mindful, not engage our intellect, rational thinking, critical thinking. It is something that we avoid, we run from. We do not want to experience it. Now, that's a byproduct of the ego. That's a byproduct of being led by the ego, identifying with the ego, identifying with the pain, identifying with the cause of the pain. But I want you to understand that you are not the ego. You are not the pain. You are not the cause of the pain. You see, the thing with pain is we associate pain with negativity, and rightfully so. If you feel your hand is on fire and you're not paying attention and it is on fire, then it is a good indicator that you want to stop that from happening, right? You want to stop the injury of your hand. But most times, the true fact of the matter about pain or about any discomfort is that it's really an indicator of something that's happening. You have to decide and distinguish what is it that's causing the pain. Is it something that you should run from, or is it in fact something you should run toward? Because running toward it could mean never actually experiencing that pain ever again. It's a very interesting way of thinking, but this is the essence of spirituality. Now, what you need to understand is why your pain has a purpose, understanding that purpose. When you understand that your pain has a purpose, then you understand exactly what it is you need to do to prevent yourself from experiencing that pain again. The pain is simply a signal. It's simply a sign. It's an indicator. It's alerting you of something. You are not to avoid the pain itself. You are to recognize why you're experiencing the pain in the first place. Now, when you've been through a lot, which I'm sure you have, pain, heartbreak, disappointment, various things in life that we just naturally go through. We have to learn how to cope with that pain, how to cope with that discomfort, that pain, that heartbreak, that disappointment. We have to figure out ways to cope with that. Now, many times for most of us, we're not equipped with the right tools, the right insight, the right wisdom, the right perspective on exactly what this pain signifies and how to evolve beyond it. So that way you don't experience it like that ever again. But what if that pain that you were going through or that you went through, what if that pain was trying to teach you something? That's where you always should come to. Whenever there's discomfort in your life in any form, always ask yourself, what is this trying to teach me? And always look at how love can be the foundation of that teaching. Sometimes when we feel, say heartbreak, many of us will take that as a learning opportunity, but we use it in a way that invokes hate or negativity rather than love. We then say, oh, because this person hurt me, anybody that looks like them, anybody that comes from where they comes from, anybody that matches that gender, I will not allow them to feel a connection with me, right? I will put them all in the same box as the experience of this person that I have, experienced this heartbreak from. Now, you see, that is how you can take that insight, that experience, but if it's backed by the ego, it will simply create a space for you to essentially create blocks and walls that won't serve you. But if you're recognizing the lesson there and you are using it from a place of love, right? You are fortifying it. You are backing it with the perspective of love. Then things change, because then you start to see, oh, it isn't that person, or even the person themselves. Yes, they hurt me, but you can then go into a space of recognizing that they hurt you because they are hurt themselves, not forgiving them in terms of just letting it happen over and over and over again. Yes, you must put up healthy boundaries, but it gives you a sense of compassion, empathy, and it allows you to set them free from a place of love, wishing them well, wishing that they would figure it out in their life rather than wishing them to hell. You know what I mean? So you have to be mindful about really recognizing pain is a lesson, right? What is it trying to teach you? And then whatever you extract from those teachings, make sure you apply it in a way that is loving, that is kind. So let's talk about transformation, right? And I'm talking about real spiritual alchemy. I'm talking about taking dirt and turning into gold. That's essentially what we talk about. When we talk about pain, we're talking about the suffering. We're talking about the heartache. We're talking about the discomfort, the sadness, the depression, right? The anger, the frustration, the bitterness. How can we take that and turn that into fulfillment, joy, excitement, passion, compassion, love, connection, right? Now, with alchemy, alchemy was one of those things that a thing that was always in the minds of the alchemists, the scientists, was to create gold, right? To create the most valuable, most precious element in the world out of anything, to turn something into something valuable, to turn something that is worthless into something that is priceless, right? Now, these are all metaphors. And that's what I want you to understand. All these stories, whether it be biblical stories, whether it be Islamic stories, Buddhist stories, stories about alchemy, these are all stories that pertain to an inner wisdom that is within you. And what I want you to understand that means that you can essentially take something that is negative, worthless, bad, and turn it into something valuable, beautiful, right? You can take this pain and turn it into pleasure. You can take this disappointment and turn it into appreciation. So be mindful, because the interesting thing is when we think about these stories and we look at them as outside of ourselves, this comes from a belief system that you're not complete, that you need to look away. You need to look outside of you to gain knowledge, to gain wisdom, to gain access to something. And that without that, then there's no hope for you. It comes from a mindset of thinking you are broken. But in fact, the pain that you're experiencing is actually a reminder. It is an echo. It is evidence that you're not broken, but in fact, you are becoming. You are in fact aligning. Now, the thing is, you just simply have to recognize what this signal is trying to tell you. But most times we avoid the signal. We think that pain itself is the thing that we wish to avoid, but it isn't. Pain is the indicator of something else. So be mindful about that. Pain isn't punishment. It's just simply a portal. All right. It's a doorway into a space of enlightenment, a space where you get to expose what the issues are, what the problem is, and thus find the solution, find the answers. And the answers are always within you, nowhere else. When you stop judging your pain and you start listening and learning from it, that creates a most powerful, profound shift in everything, and how you see everything, and how you do everything. You know, you recognize that you are the beginning and the end of everything, because it is from your consciousness that you experience everything. You see? And that is when you start to shift and you start to create this alchemy, right? This mastery over shifting and turning dirt into gold, right? Turning crap into gold, right? So you must be mindful that it's just about perspective and seeing things from a different point of view, different advantage point. And when you do that, then you start to understand that there are tools available to you that you've always had access to, you know, and you use these tools as a means of transformation, recognition, remembrance, self-realization. You have to recognize these tools, and these tools are always shouting out at you. They're tools that you experience from moment to moment constantly. But because they are so abundant, you take them for granted. Like the air we breathe, we take it for granted. Like the water we drink, we take it for granted because you can get it anywhere, right? Like the emotions you feel, you take those for granted, not recognizing that they are signals, they are fuel, right? They are energy in motion, allowing you to actually get things done, to actually transmute, to actually create, materialize, manifest. So be still with your emotions, right? And practice mindfulness on a daily basis. When you do that, you're able to recognize and hear your emotions without being triggered by them, without being led by them, without them, having you be out of control. The mindfulness simply allows you to take a simple moment to just simply recognize what it is that you're feeling rather than feeling it, reacting. And then after everything is said and done and the chaos has happened, you're looking back like, I wish I hadn't have done that way. So you have to be mindful to recognize the emotions first, then ask yourself, how can I practically, proactively, productively direct these emotions toward creating an outcome that I absolutely want? When you do that, then that opens up the floodgates of infinite possibilities that align with who you are. Another tool that's available to you is writing. I know we live in a world where everything is done by typing, text, but writing, right, is the foundation. It is the ultimate ground level of understanding of communication. So journaling what you're feeling is very important. And when you do that, ask yourself a question. What is this here? Why is this here? What is happening? Why is this happening? What is this here to teach me? A simple question. You don't have to think hard about the answers. The mind will reveal itself and reveal the answers to you over the course of time. It may happen in an instant. It may take a couple of days, but simply just allow yourself to be free without putting a certain amount of pressure or expectation upon you as far as, gaining this mastery, understanding this alchemy of turning negativity or turning pain into pleasure and beauty, turning dirt into gold. Talk to people who help you grow, whether it be people who are on this same level of vibration and frequency, who are constantly talking about making themselves better, tapping into the unknown, the unexposed, wanting to understand fulfillment, feel happiness, feel joy. Or you can talk to somebody who is professional, whether it be a mentor, a therapist, So recognize that it is important to incorporate people of a higher frequency along your journey of recognizing when you're in a state of pain and how to transform that pain into something beautiful, something that brings you joy and happiness. It's important, though, to walk this journey from pain to wisdom in a way that allows you to recognize and have faith in yourself, you see, because every painful season essentially has a message. And that's essentially what alchemy is. It's about recognizing that there is an element here in everything of what it is that you desire. Everything is connected. Everything is one. So the pain that you're going through is, in fact, a part of the desire that you seek. You just simply have to understand the alchemy of it. And that alchemy is really a matter of perspective. It's a matter of understanding that you, being a creator of your reality, is dependent on how you see things. You looking for the element of joy and happiness, the possibilities of transformation in this moment. Sometimes it is hard. Sometimes it's difficult. But that only happens and only exists in the very beginning of this understanding. Over the course of time, you will eventually make this breakthrough. Okay, it is a gradual breakthrough. I know breakthroughs seem like it's instant, explosive, boom, right? But no, this is a gradual breakthrough because every time you practice this, you will feel it. You will understand it. You will recognize it. It will be significant. And then every time something happens, you would implement what you've learned from the previous time. And in each moment where pain is experienced, it isn't pain anymore. It's less about pain and more about the understanding of your divine intelligence and recognizing the connection between pain and pleasure. You see, your breakthrough, it begins the moment you start running and you actually start reflecting. You start going deep within yourself. When you start doing that, then everything else becomes, beautiful, becomes an opportunity, becomes surrounded and drenched in love and joy. You see? Now, the interesting thing is when it comes to pain, oftentimes pain stems from being hard on yourself, regret, shame, self-doubt, self-worth conversation where you feel like you're not worth it, where you feel like you're not able, you're not smart, right? You have to recognize that in order for you to be able to alchemize and transform the pain into pleasure, the dirt into gold, you have to forgive yourself. You have to love yourself. All right. And that's how you rise. That's how you become a master. That's how you absolutely see that you are creating all of this. And you are creating it simply by recognizing that your consciousness is the thing, the catalyst, the thing that actually sets in motion the reality that you see through your eyes. It's like before you see something, you actually, there's a level of you that is aware of it. And then when you see it, then there is a part of you that adds a meaning to it, a definition, an understanding of it, a judgment. That part is basically your subconscious, right? You see something, you recognize it, and then the subconscious will throw at you a meaning that you have associated with that thing. Now, this is where you identify that as pain. But every time, again, you identify that as pain, you transform that by recognizing that there is something here to learn. There is something here that is going to make you better. What I like to say is make you closer to your true self, your true essence. And that essentially is going to transform how you see those things moving forward. It won't be a matter of when I see that there's pain. It'll be simply a matter of, oh, there's that thing. What is it that I can gather from this? What is it that's hollering at me, right? What is it that's telling me to notice this, to wake up to this, to recognize this? And when you do that, then you can actually begin to understand every time something gets your attention, every time something kind of ignites your emotions a little bit, engages you a little bit, even if it's uncomfortable, you recognize, okay, there's an opportunity here. Let me go look into it. And when you're mindful, you look into it and you know you're going to get something beautiful and amazing from it. And it's just really that simple, right? Not to say that it's easy, because initially it may not be. It takes some effort. It takes some real focus, but eventually you learn to live from a place of recognizing that wisdom, that joy, that fulfillment is everywhere, literally everywhere. It's just a matter of how you look at it, And when you've learned that, then essentially you live differently. People will look at you like, how are you so cool, calm, and collected about things that's happening when everybody else around you is freaking out? Then you say to yourself, and you say to them, it's like you recognize that it's not that serious. It's not a big deal. It's not the end of the world. In fact, it's the beginning of a new. So stay grateful, stay aware, and let the pain guide your purpose. And when you know the pain is guiding your purpose, then you begin to see, is it really pain? No, it's not. It's just a matter of taking down the filter, taking away the mask, recognizing that you are an infinite being. There is nothing that can hurt you. You will always exist. This is a matter of just going through different experiences. You don't go through that for nothing, you turn it into something. But you recognize that that something always aligns with your ultimate good, ultimate joy, ultimate happiness, ultimate fulfillment, your true understanding as to who you are as an infinite being, as an individualized expression of that which we call God. So I invite you, let me know in the comments below. What is it that you wish to alchemize? What kind of pain do you wish to alchemize? Or just simply put, if you're ready to alchemize your pain. Thank you so much. Feel free to go to drabundant.com, subscribe to my daily newsletter, and also get access to this free ebook, The Power Within. Continue to join me on this journey. Peace and abundance always.